solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Ukraine who are laying down their lives as we speak to defend their country. Ukrainian Canadians are gathering in major cities across the country today, and we are grateful for the support of our fellow Canadians and indeed the international community for their showing support for the people of Ukraine. We are fortunate that we live in a place where we can truly gather here without fear of arrest, without fear of death, for standing up for what we believe. Дякуємо всім за вашу підтримку України. Цей болісний і бурхливий період, коли Путін напав на територію України та веде війну. Ми вдячні за підтримку патріотичного українсько-канадського співтовариства. Ми маємо один голос, одну молитву, одну думку. Ми стоїмо з нашими братами та сестрами, нашими воїнами. Ви, дорогі вояки, справжні герої. Ми шануємо вас і вашу відданість, тому що жертвенна боротьба за незалежність України є для нас, канадців, і особливо канадців-українців, також нашою боротьбою. As many of you know, the first Ukrainians settled in Canada over 125 years ago. Today, nearly 1.5 million Ukrainian Canadians call Canada home. Canada has shown its friendship and solidarity with Ukrainian people, most notably by recognizing Ukraine's independence in 1991. This war is no stranger to Ukraine or its people. Ukrainians have been fighting for their land, their identity, and their freedom throughout their storied history. In the last century alone, the dedication of brave men and women, Ukrainian patriots, is celebrated and honored by Ukrainians worldwide. Many of these brave men and women immigrated to countries like Canada, and their stories have lived on through many generations. From the Legion of Ukrainian Siege Riflemen, Ukrainsky Sichevy Stiltsi, to the military unit of the Ukrainian National Republic, Ukrainska Narodna Respublika, to the expanded Ukrainian Galician Army, Ukrainska Halitska Armia, Ukrainians were actively fighting for their freedom before, during, and after the First World War. In the years that followed through the Second World War and beyond, the bravery of men and women who served and aided the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, Ukrainska Повстанська Armia, and the actions of the Shestodesiatniki, 60s generation of the Ukrainian National Intelligentsia, which advocated for the protection of their national language and culture, are honored and celebrated by Ukrainians to this day. The courage and sacrifice of these generations of revolutionaries and heroes made them an example for future generations of defenders of Ukraine. We see that same bravery, same resolve, same determination in the men and women who are taking up arms and laying down their lives to defend their country, their culture, for the right of every Ukrainian to live in freedom, with dignity, on Ukrainian soil, on which the rule of law prevails and fundamental human rights are respected. We see a will and thirst in the Ukrainian people like we have never seen before. The morale of our soldiers is high. They are giving everything they have. We need to ensure that they continue to feel the support of the world. To fuel them, we stand with them. The Ukrainian Canadian community continues to have a strong, unified voice in Canada. Together, we have overcome many magnificent, tragic, and epic global conflicts. And together, we will continue to advocate for Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. But we need more. Sanctions are not enough. We ask all of you to reach out to your members of parliament, your MPPs, your councillors. We need a no-fly zone over Ukraine. We need more financial support. Donations can be made to the Red Cross, where the Canadian government is matching donations. Donations can be made for humanitarian aid to the Ukrainian Humanitarian Appeal through the Canada-Ukraine Foundation. And donations can be made for the procurement of non-lethal tactical gear through the Friends of Ukraine Defense Forces Fund for items items such as helmets, night vision goggles, satellite phones, and drones. We need to ease the situation at the borders. This is a humanitarian crisis. We cannot afford to have refugees waiting at the borders, dealing with red tape, filling out applications. We are calling for immigration lawyers across the country to please reach out and help offer your services at this dire time. If you can help in any way, please reach out to your local chapters of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress. They will direct you to the appropriate people or organizations who are coordinating efforts.